Hey everyone, Zero JD here with the XBLA fan channel. Here to give you a quick taste of Undead Horde, where you play as a necromancer who was banished long ago. He has come back and is taking his revenge. As you can see, this is me right here in the middle. I'm actually in the sort of hub area where you can go back to resummon units if you lose everything. This is where you go if you die, all kind of stuff. As you see down here, I've kind of unlocked these shops and stuff like that. And it does have RPG elements of you equipping items and stuff like that, and then there is, of course, leveling up. And of course, when you level up, you get health, damage, command points, which I'll explain later, in mana. You actually get to pick from one of these different souls, and you are getting a bit of everything, but as you can see, the green ones are actually exponentially higher than, let's say, if I went like, hey, I want to get, like, I'll go with Justice, I'll get 171 health, instead of going with Emperor, which I'll get 128. But I would get the command points, which I've been really kind of investing in. And as you can see, I have like, enemies will drop loot and all that kind of stuff. You'll find them in chests. You can also get money and all that kind of stuff. I got my axe here. I got my magic attack. And then I have these two little activatable items, rings. The left bumper, the left on the D-pad actually gives me a vampiric touch. And then the right will actually shield my units. So, as a necromancer, I get my units from the dead. And actually, as you kill units, you actually can unlock them as summonable anywhere as you really want, or you actually do have to come back here. As you can see here, I have killed 179 of the required 30 of these guys here. I'm working on giants here, where I'll have to kill 3 more, and then I can summon them here whenever I want. To add to that, I actually have killed heroes, and they get unlocked here, but those require money to summon them and all that kind of stuff. So the point where I'm at now, I'm trying to recruit a barbarian into my cause. So I'm gonna actually summon these orcs here. As you can see on the upper left, the red is my health, blue is my mana, below that is my experience points, and around that is my command unit. Every unit has a value, so that's as many as I can summon. So those guys were 30, and let's say this chicken right here is 2. So I can get a whole bunch of those there. And then, of course, if I summon something I don't really want, I can go to this guy here and it will remove them. And this is a health spring, and that's how you get that back. As you go through the areas, if you clear out, if you see on the right there, it says a little helmet and a little house. If I clear all those out, I actually get a deed, which I can then bring to this guy, and he will give me a reward. And of course, all the different weapons have stats and all that kind of stuff. And I've been usually going for high DPS, high damage, and all that kind of stuff. Or at least high damage. As you can see, I'm a little halfway through, about halfway through. I'm about 3 hours in. So far, what happens is you get to an area, you then, let's go to the Gloomy Cat Chambers. You get to an area, and you see one of these skeleton guys, and he essentially gives you your quest for that area kind of thing. So as you can see here, I'm moving with my left stick. I'm actually aiming with my right stick, and then I'm swinging with the right trigger. I can also hit the left bumper to send out my units or call them back to me. And then if I hold the right bumper, it won't do it right now, I can resurrect enemies. If I'm in this defensive state, I'll actually get a little movement boost after a while, and I'm going to go ahead and get them to go after these guys and just mow them down. And this is what the game's been. Sometimes I have to attack buildings that will spawn units. Murder this guy. Alright, and then these are health wells. Alright, so now that we've done that in a more controlled setting, let's actually go to where I am now. Oh, no, that is not where I wanted to go. So right now I'm in Giant's Pass. So as you can see on the bottom right, I now have a map. If you can see, there's a little tower. Oop.
Slay the living.
There's a tower. There are towers and a little mini map and all that kind of fun stuff there. And we're gonna actually try to take some of this out. My biggest issue with this is some of these areas that the enemies are strong enough that after you kill a certain amount of enemies, the buildings that they're next to will sort of spit out enemies, or there'll be a timer. The issue is that I've gotten to a point where they're kind of able to pump those out just as fast. As you can see, it's already starting to wind up to do stuff. So we're gonna actually hold the right bumper, revive the dead. We're shield my units. And the thing is, you can't, from as far as I've seen, you can't really pump up the units or make them stronger. So I have to essentially just rely on what I have. So what I've been usually doing is kind of trying to sneak around them and take the enemy, take the bases. But yeah, like all my units got slaughtered at that point because I just could not out DPS them.
Join the Horde.
I'm also at a point where, as you can see on the top, recover the Ula Mula. I don't know where that is because until now they've always given me a waypoint, and they just haven't given me a waypoint for some reason.
Strike them down. Death, she draws near.
But yeah, there it goes. I've died, and it's just gonna send me back to the little area. But that's the only annoying part that so far is it feels like I'm being thrown into these areas where I'm like, hey, I can't kill these guys fast enough before you throw more units at me. And that actually just feels like the little timer clock just needs to be delayed a few seconds to at least give me like a fighting chance. So let's actually go to the Giant's Pass again and try a different route. We'll ignore him for now. And of course there are towers that do like a lot of damage and all that kind of fun stuff like that. So let's actually
attack my minions.
Try to take out this tower. So that tower, when buildings die, they stay dead. If you leave an area and come back, the units will actually revive. It's also really weird, like how they choose to like target in this game for the enemies. Gotta hold that.
Rise and obey. Gather round. Forward.
So I can't really just... gotta try to hope and maybe I'll get through this thing. Nope, all my units are dead, so I gotta run. But that's like that's the annoyance I've been having with it is like, am I going at this? Am I not supposed to be here yet? What's happening? And this is the first time this has happened, and maybe it's because it's the first time it's happened. It's the most annoying, but it's very frustrating that I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, or at least like where I'm supposed to be going. Well, I'm dead, so I might as well. Well, actually, when you get close to death, you get a shield. That also happens when you lose all your units.
I rise again.
Let's actually go and grab something fun. So I recently unlocked these two guys, Mark, Max, and Gus. They are chickens, and they have a lot of health. And then let's get some Orchard's elites. But I would love to see like you get the max amount of command points, and then just go and fight. What's it called? A whole bunch of just freaking. Just get a whole bunch, just stumping a whole bunch of chickens and stuff like that. So this is where I was before the Scorpion. So this will probably be an easier place to kind of show stuff off. I believe there are weapons that can do crazy stat stuff. I know there's like poison. There's ones that let me change enemies into chickens. But like as you can see, those chickens are just baller. Yeah. And then of course I have to make them follow me, or they will just kind of chill out there forever.
Destroy them.
There are scythes, there are daggers, there are swords. I have picked to heavily invest in my army. And then of course you can equip like the rings and stuff that'll give passive buffs. Let's see, hold on. I always push Y by mistake. Like this right here increases my command cap, more experience. This is like more unit damage, which is I like.
Rise and obey. Gather here.
But my magic is, I don't think I've ever directly upgraded it. Like I said before, there's always the kind of passive magic buff.
Attack.
I found that these Scorpion guys are pretty great to have. They poison, which sucks.
Arise.
They also have a chunk of health. And then there was a super scorpion over here earlier.
My mana is low.
So since I did not actually summon all these guys back to me, they didn't bother to father me. So the staff I have right now encircles enemies and does damage to all of them. So what I'm doing now is I want to actually clear out this area. I keep forgetting to bring people back.
Slay the living.
I believe that when I killed this scorpion boss, I actually was able to revive him, and I got a buff that buffed other... well, he got a buff that buffed scorpions that I had with me. But then, of course, when I took him into battle versus other units, he died fairly quickly. I assume it was a he.
Charge.
So once I finish off all these guys, I will be good to go and claim this area. And I'll get the deed, and there's achievements for like claiming all the areas, finding all the secrets, all that kind of fun stuff. There's one for chickifying the a whole bunch of enemies.
She draws near.
Ooh, that was close. So I got the scorpion candy indeed.
Rise and obey.
I'm gonna bring everyone back. There's a cooldown for that. I also often forget that there's a those health things, and you can use them whenever you need. They despawn. They don't despawn. They just empty. But anyways, that's Undead Horde. It's pretty fun. I'm sure, like, maybe if I changed up my party composition and all that kind of stuff, that I'd do better in that area. It looks like those scorpions were really rocking those orc dudes. But I am ZeroJD. This is the XBLA fan channel. I'd recommend this game. Even with the little bit of frustration I had there, I'm sure if I just kind of just roll up in there with these scorpion guys, I would do a lot better. Actually, let's go see if I can get the super scorpion. I don't see him. There he is. But there he is. Vampirism. But I am ZeroJD. This is the XBLA fan channel. Thank you very much for watching. Check out our videos. Leave a comment below if you have a question. I'll try to get back to you. Thank you and have a nice day. What's this say? Oh, there's my stats. Bye.